So Donald Trump is shaking in his boots because for the first time, there may be public scrutiny on his tax returns, something that he promised the American people and never delivered. Until now, the House has wanted to investigate Trump's tax returns, but haven't been allowed because the Supreme Court has argued that a sitting president cannot be investigated by the Congress, at least not directly, because they are separate branches of government. But now that Trump is a private citizen, he is not protected by virtue of being the head of the executive branch of government. And when Trump had his tax returns shielded while president from the district attorney of New York, they were quickly opened by the Supreme Court in a 7-2 decision once he stopped being president. And so from my perspective, it's very reasonable that the House could make the argument, like the Southern District Attorney of New York, that his tax records are now fair game. And Trump doesn't want these to go public, and in many ways this is worse than the district attorney getting them, because the district attorney getting the tax returns doesn't make them public. Right now they're only available for the district attorney to investigate and potentially use in a grand jury against Donald Trump, but that's not something that can be published in the newspapers or for the public record. So Trump may be exposed by those legally, but if no charges ultimately come up, we will learn nothing from those tax returns. But if they're investigated by the Congress, even if there are no criminal charges, all of Trump's dirty laundry, his illegal dealings, his shady dealings, his immoral dealings, his tax evasion, his lies about his wealth, whether to increase it to look richer or decrease it to avoid taxes, all of that could be exposed to the entire world, and that's crucially important because this liar deserves some goddamn accountability. And we have to be clear, as the 2024 frontrunner for the Republican Party, there's a public service in weakening him because, as I've noted, if the Republicans win again, there may not be another free election in the United States. And I have to say, as a progressive, as a guy that's on the left, that likes the left wing of the Democratic Party and not so much the moderates, the people on this committee are some of the best folks. On the Oversight Committee, you got AOC, you got Rashida Tlaib, you got Katie Porter, you got Ayanna Presley, and you got Ro Khanna. You got a lot of the real deal progressives that are going to bring the absolute fire to Trump if this happens. If Trump gets hauled in front of the court, or if Trump's tax lawyers even get hauled in front of the court, or even if they don't investigate Trump, but are able to publish information and reports about his taxes, that could really shake things up. I think this is great news. It might not ultimately happen that the tax returns get read into the public record. There could be a scenario where the Supreme Court argues that because he's a former president, there's still a separate branch issue. But I think the ruling at the Southern District is really instructive. Trump is not president anymore. He is just a regular dude. He is not above the law by virtue of his office. And I hope to God we get to see AOC tear him apart at the stand live on TV. I'll have my popcorn ready.